All right, welcome everybody. I'm going to cut the music and cue Mark. Mark Midland, that is.
Getting into that.
It's not a bad bop.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's AI.
I wonder if it was free.
It is free.
Paying for that.
No. Well, I mean, maybe we get it free with our I wonder if you have the free restream if you can't access it.
Oh, there's a free restream? Why are we paying for it?
Don't get any ideas now. We get good value out of this, I'd say.
Restream's a great tool for the webcasts. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, we got warm weather in Kentucky.
Anywho, yeah.
Warm weather Turfway.
I got home and the cat, all credit to the cat doing his job, but he managed to find a mouse and send it to its great reward. So I missed the first few races, but based on a Caitlin tweet, from what I understand, his speed is still holding up.
So what you're saying is you're vice president of cat disposal and it took you an hour and a half?
No, not now. Well, there was a lot going on with it.
Or you mean mouse disposal. Sorry.
Mouse disposal. Yeah.
Yeah.
He tore it up pretty good.
I bet.
So.
No mercy?
No mercy. Obviously no mercy. Because he's gone. As McNerney used to say, there's a spirited warm-up from the Trey, who I did not use on any ticket.
Okay. What do we make of this 6 at 5-2 here? Is this legit?
Yeah, underlay. I mean, especially if speed's doing well, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know what my feelings are mile and quarter races, so I wouldn't count that.
Yeah, that's
the big class dropper won the first leg and barely held on. I can't remember how fast that she went. And then, I mean, race 2, somebody went to the lead. I don't know. I wouldn't declare speed bias after what we've seen so far, but
yeah. No, I mean at these prices, I didn't think we'd get 6-1 on broken record. That's what he is now. Let me check the imputeds.
broken record.
Broken record. Yeah. I thought that's where the opportunity is here.
You know, our pace report has this as the fastest race of the night.
As in the most pace.
The most pace contested. I don't want to say top to bottom, but it gives it an 89, which is the second highest score of the night is a 68, and the third highest score of the night is a 50. So it is by far the most pressured pace of the night.
Yeah, it's motoring.
So, yeah, we should see. But you're looking for the 5?
Yeah, I thought, I mean, hasn't gone this far, but just I don't get any indication from what we've seen so far that can't. I guess facing winners, so that's always a challenge, but I kind of saw that the 10 furlongs is maybe an equalizer in that regard.
Yeah. I like the 6. I'm still kind of digging through these a little bit. I don't know. It does look like a lot of speed to me up front. Wow, 6 is really coming down though to 5-2 off of.
Yeah, I didn't even realize. I mean, I kind of took for granted because I looked at it and kind of thought that one might be the favorite. I didn't even realize that the price on that one was pretty robust.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, they're firing.
Yeah, our HRN line predicted it at going off at 7-1, which basically said was no, that's the 5. I'm sorry. The 6 had predicted at 4-1 and said that was a fair price.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I did not like the one, which the public most, I mean, I don't say not like as in hated, but it's the 3-1 choice. I thought both the one and I guess the 4 was the 4-1 second choice. Those were kind of the ones I was looking to beat more. Now that the 6 taking money, I think this race is worth a shot.
Yeah. I don't mind the 6 from what I'm seeing, but so I might have to go against you here, but
Well, I mean, I think it's one of those, like, if you like them, I don't mind a single, even at just 2-1. I mean, it's 11 horse field, and you can narrow a little bit. I'm going to use the deuce. I got to tell you,
okay.
Nice price. You know, I think you throw the last one out on dirt. Not sure what the deal was, but pretty rare you see a $200,000 opportunity for a claim. Was not claimed because same owner, just a trainer change here in Kentucky, but has some all weather form. I mean, needs to improve number wise, but I don't know. What was the deal with Yoshida? Is that an off turf sire?
Yoshida?
He's
great on yes, off turf.
Okay.
Yeah, who's our Yoshida here?
The 2, which I mean, he has plenty of all weather form, so I wasn't even bringing it up like that. That's
we've got him at 15% synthetic routes, so yeah,
it'll be fun.
What about the 11? Any shot to the 11?
Yeah, I used as a B. Good to see Abide to Win on. Welcome, Matt. Yeah, I used as a B. 9-1 feels square. Let me see what the note was. Yeah, I probably would add an A with a better run style, and John Ortiz finally got his first win of the year in the Honeybee. So maybe he's either you can see it as he's warming up or he's still cold. Gavin, who took some lumps for me, he started the year off cold, but those 5 wins would have all been in the last week or so. So he's heating up too. So maybe you can catch the right end of Hot Connections. My biggest gripe would be maybe left with too much to do late.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, these mile and a quarter, like you always say, I mean, they just separate.
Yeah. Who are you saying has too much to do late?
The 11 might.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, I mean, going back to the 2, the Yoshida, I think 22-1 is an amazing price. Matt's talking about the 2 at 210. Yeah, I mean, I think that's an amazing price. You can get a horse like that in second or third.
Yeah. Well, the 10 got by me. Hopefully plays an exacta at the very least, in addition to the pick 4. 383-1 exacta right now in the 210. So that could be a lucrative opinion.
Yeah, the 10's not, the 10 is interesting. I don't hate the 10. I'm warming up to it a little bit more.
Yeah, another trainer. Well, I guess Brittany's had this one before. I guess it just depends on where the owner wants to race, it looks like. But
yeah, I'm going to use the 210 in my superfecta play.
I like it. I would. Well, I mean, I definitely use the 2. I had the 8 as an A, so I'm happy with 7-1. It's definitely on all my pick 4 tickets. Person that has that pace is fast last time, which, to your point, might face it again. But that was a synthetic debut, so Biscuit was up then. Maybe learned something and was from the rail there, so maybe kind of felt like he had to go. He'll have an outside trip here. Maybe can do a little stalking. So gave a look to that one. I think 7-1 square. But
okay.
Yeah, I used 258 is the A's. And Matt would send me packing with the 10. So
all right. Yeah, I went 126 on top and then 210 underneath as the prices.
About ready for a start.
Looks like it.
Good luck, everybody. Yeah, I think this is a good race to play, whether it's pick 4, whatever.
Yeah, it's a good
We ever
start.
talk about the 9 being the pace here? Alex Achard gunning. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, that horse had some speed coming out of those sprints. Doesn't even clear.
It's tough there. With that short run, like if you have an inside post, jockeys can, they have to make a decision quickly. So I think sometimes that ends up hanging some outside horses.
Yeah. I mean, that's the trick on the inside, right? You want to use as little as possible to get to a comfortable spot, and I think
Right.
Ramos did that here at the 4. I mean, he at least I think is in a better spot than the 5 and the 9.
Yeah, and Ramos, I forget exactly what my stat was, but I filtered for the top 10% of jockeys by mounts for the year, and he had the highest HRN impact.
Interesting.
Yeah,
The 6 is I didn't like him sitting 4th. I think he's got some horse, but now he's kind of have to going around these guys. Now
Ramos just.
Yeah, I mean the 4 is looking like he's in pretty good shape here.
I would say.
And the 1 that's game over, huh? And I can't imagine what Tony's saying right now, but I can imagine. 6-3 and
Austin Cruz.
Is that the 2/4? Something like that. 4-6-3. Austin Cruz in there.
James tossed the top 2 choices, which I don't mind the try there. Try TRY. Didn't work out in the second spot, but yeah, I mean Ramos. I mean he won that going into the turn, asserted position and lights out.
Was that the 11 and 4?
4-6-3-2.
Yeah.
Does that mean you caught it?
No, I didn't use the 3. I'm sorry, the 4 on top. I had the others.
Yeah, I mean.
Which I mean, I had the 3 in second, so I mean, I had him good, but that actually could be okay.
Yeah, I mean, you have one of the co-favorites didn't win, and the other completely. So
yeah. Yeah, that's one of those too where it's like I wheeled 2 horses if I as prices it, but I like the 2 more. So if I'd wheeled the 2 by itself, maybe spread a little wider. I don't think I would have the 4 on top.
So. Austin didn't go for the name angle. Well, I mean, he used because he had all, but who's the best horse with your name up to the mark?
That was nice. He was nice.
Yeah. I had Square Eddie.
Square Eddie. He won at a price, right? A couple times.
Yeah, huge. And he's sired a couple big prices. He's kind of going out of vogue with California program circling the drain, but he stuck around a while.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I mean the 4, I guess he was just the best speed, and he had a nice inside post, and put the 9 away fairly easily. And was the 5 too wide? I mean, the 5 didn't really pressure him that much.
Nah.
Very little resistance, as they say.
Yeah, I mean Ramos, I guess probably used a little to get that position into the first turn, but
if you look at those
after
splits,
that, he didn't. Yeah, he didn't get
he almost
challenged
went
at all.
25 in the second quarter, and then another 20. No, not 25.
Yeah.
24 and 25 and change in the third quarter.
Yeah.
So
25.
nobody stayed with him. Yeah, that'll do it.
Well, we got a big favorite coming up to start the pick 6.
Turfway pick 6. That's like a little steep for my blood.
Yeah, Mando only. And even
Yeah,
then,
the mandatories are fun for sure, but that's a tough ask to hit 6 in a row. It's tough to handicap 6 of these races in advance. It's like,
right.
it's a lot of work. All right. Well, I guess that one, as far as the speed column, I would put it in the forward column again. But
Yeah.
it's
Well, and it does seem like, and I don't remember this even when, if you would, certain days you would say speed was good earlier in the meet, but I mean, the last week and from what I saw in one race today, but it's like if you separate, they're all spinning their wheels behind the lone leaders.
So you're talking about the Brad Cox favorite in the next?
Yeah, is that a Cox? Yeah, Hear the Queen.
Yeah. Oh, look at that Dime Super, $300. Wow.
Yeah, Hear the Queen. Odds on in the double pool, 7-5, pick 3. So definitely gonna take
no
some
offense
action.
talking about getting partners for the pick 5 or pick 6. That's a good strategy for sure.
Yeah,
Then it's more
for
fun
what
if
they
you win,
pay.
right?
Yeah, early speed definitely solid.
Benefit.
So, well, appreciate everyone hopping on. If you're watching on the tube, appreciate a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Helps get the word out to other like-minded racing fans. And big week ahead, Mark.
Yeah, it's great racing, and yeah, it's a ton to get excited about. How many stakes we have? It's like,
oh man,
16 or something.
I mean, between the first tracks alone, it's 11.
Yeah,
12 maybe, just on Saturday.
yeah.
The coast to coast is all stakes. And then obviously you get throwing a Derby prep like the Gotham and Aqueduct. So, yeah.
And then you've got some news, something that you took on for the first time today.
Yes. Had some circumstances that Santa Anita needed to go to the bullpen for some morning line. So,
Go to the right.
Hope everyone
Are you the right-hander?
Yeah. I am a right-hander, so
Okay.
we'll say that. But yeah, HRN provided the line for Saturday's big day, and we'll do so for the Sunday card as well. So we know fans are passionate about lining races correctly. Was hesitant which word to use. It's the best of our ability. But we're pretty proud of the tools our team has come up with to sort of project what the win odds will be in each race, and going to put it to the test on a big day. We've done Million Day at Colonial, which handles, I don't know, what do they do? Probably 15 or 16 million. But big cap day that's the crown jewel out there. So looking forward to having the big pools test our numbers, and no gimmies. I mean, competitive racing, even the ones with the short field. I mean, you had Barnes and Rodriguez, so decision there of which one's going to go favorite. It seemed like conventional wisdom and our data pointed to Barnes, but these are good races, and excited to be a part of it.
So basically, Santa Anita morning line Saturday and Sunday. If you have any complaints, arrows, rocks, what your Twitter handle there at
EJXD2.
All right.
Yeah. If it went well, it's definitely the HRN numbers. I just plugged them in, and if it didn't go well, that's my error. So,
well, like you said,
happy to fall on the sword.
It's like the morning line, isn't it? Almost like a little bit like the refs. It's like if if the morning lines does a good job, it's there. It can kind of guide you at times, but it doesn't like steer you in the wrong direction. It doesn't get involved. You know what I mean? It doesn't
Right.
become the star of the show, kind of like the refs in the game. But it's important, and I think sometimes people forget too. It's like it's an entertainment game. We're busy. We're doing stuff with work and family and this and that, and you have an hour to play some races, and maybe you're playing 3 or 4 or 5 races when you're just getting through the races quickly. You're going to lean on that morning line a little bit, and
Right.
it's not that you couldn't. It's not that anyone can't spend a half hour race, but you don't always have that time. And frankly, I think it's less entertaining when you have to do that all the time. So
And
I
if it
prefer
adds to your frustration, it's less entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer tracks with a good morning line. Like I've said before, when I'm busy and I'm playing at work, as good as the paddock host, like Caitlin I think does a phenomenal job. You used to do at Churchill, it did a great job. I get busy, I do my own handicapping, and I kind of don't really watch those as much as I should. But like at a couple tracks, I know the morning line's so bad that I actually have to, if I want to play the track, I need to stop what I'm doing and watch the person's pick 5 ticket and hear what they have to say, because I know they're going to come horses that are going to end up 4-1,
Right.
that are 12-1 on a bad morning line. And I don't know.
Well, we're hoping to avoid that. The other thing I thought, I mentioned the handle being, the biggest day of that, but they actually get a crowd too. And obviously, if you're getting 30 or 40,000 at a racetrack, those are predominantly casual players, and this will be the biggest crowd that we've had our line for. And these are people, if they have a very rudimentary understanding, I think thanks to sports betting, you probably get a few more people who kind of know what 2-1 means versus 8-1 and all that. But they're going to look at the program and say, oh, this, I like this long shot. This says he's going to be 10-1, and if they're 7-2, like that's a miss. And those are the people that might cheat. It's a little strong of a word, but it could leave a sour taste. So we want to get it right, and we'll see.
Yeah. Should be fun though, and great racing at Gulfstream as well. Do you want to pull up fair odds for the Fountain of Youth? Do you have those handy?
I do. Yeah, this is an extremely competitive race. I mean, I feel like other than McKellen, any of the 7, would not be outrageous. I mean, obviously, some of the names speak for themselves. We're not going to be surprised if 1, 2, 3, 6 are kind of known. I actually picked Solid Left. Like if I had to do selections for TV, that would be my pick. Not necessarily because as you can see at 15-1, I by no means think he's the most likely winner, but he's going to be clearly the 7th choice. He's 20-1 on the morning line. Like there is a separation there to me that is too much to ignore. I don't think he's that far apart from the 6th or 5th choice. And the other reason, I always kind of viewed my picks as playing bridge. A bit of 2 club doesn't necessarily mean that you love your clubs in your hand. Picking that one on top in this case, I'm trying to telegraph that this is the key horse for wagering purposes. So if Solid Left is 3rd behind, Burnham Square and Keep It Easy, I want to have that. Like he's the key for me.
Is your pick if by chance, and by chance I mean he is scratching Solid Left scratches?
Well, in that case, I would say Burnham Square, because I do think River Thames is going to be the favorite. Okay. And I have Burnham Square as a more likely winner anyway. So, Burnham Square then.
Yeah. And Gulfstream just sent out a release late this afternoon. I think it was like 5 o'clock. And Brian Lynch said that they prefer to run in the allowance race on Thursday, tomorrow.
Okay. Well, that's when I was I wasn't quite mousing it at 5, but I could see how it slipped my.
Yeah, I was
Conscious.
walking the dog, and he didn't have much to say, so I was checking through stuff.
All right. Well, that changes everything for me because I was so agnostic to who else runs well. Like for me, it was if Solid Left hits the board, I'm excited. But with him out and thinking River Thames is going to be favored, I do like Burnham Square a little bit more. So I would say, he's sort of I think he'll be value with expecting them to bet River Thames.
Yeah, I mean, Burnham Square is interesting how he's just kind of progressed, and he's gelding. He's kind of gotten a little bit better as he goes, and sounds like Ian Wilkes wasn't expecting him to be this good, and he's just kind of continued to develop. Maybe a little bit like
he started in a claimer, right?
Yeah, like 150, right? It was a big number.
Yeah,
but almost like the Rebel winner, just kind of getting better and better.
Yeah, and
right.
Ian's the type of train. I mean, the numbers haven't been flashy, but this horse has moved forward in each of his last 3 starts. And with Ian, he's just not a trainer that's going to pop this, like magnitude-esque number where you're worried about how they react to it. So, and I discussed this with Paddock Prince, our video. For me, this is such a competitive group. I'm not going to worry from a Kentucky Derby standpoint if, who's second or third. It's not going to bum me out that a horse didn't win. I just want to see that they're moving forward toward a mile and a quarter race in May. A clunker here to me would be that's you just want to avoid that. You can't be moving backwards at this time of year.
No, right. They need to improve and show that they're improving with distance. Here you go, Ed. What are your thoughts on Fawner Park?
I miss it. I can't believe it's been 5 years, but
Wow.
that was, I gave it back. So it, ended up not being a profitable 2020. But, when Fawner and Will Rogers closed up shop, mid-spring or whenever that was, I was ahead. So, personally bias wise, I felt good about playing the races there. And, those who may follow me on social media and stuff know I don't shy away from any level, appreciate the racing everywhere. So they don't simulcast. And even when they did post-COVID, they went back to a weekend schedule, which I understand. They actually get a crowd there. I'd love to. I mean, it's funny to say, but I'd love to. It's so hard to get to, and there's no direct flights, and it's a long drive. Pick your poison. But from what I've heard, the crowd is. I mean, it's basically Oak Lawn light.
Yeah, they get fantastic crowds. Chris Kodolak talks about that all the time, and it would be fun to go visit and go play there. It was great playing Fawner all the time during COVID, and the pools were big, and everybody was looking at it, and they had the mandatory payouts. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't know if Robert's from that area, but if even and like I said, even when they simulcast, they don't now because of the HISA situation. But it's a little tougher to play on the weekend with all the other big signals. But
right, because they were
during
COVID, they were running during the week, right?
That's
different.
Yeah, they were, I guess, Monday to Wednesday, and it was them and Will Rogers on the weekdays, and then you still had the Florida tracks, and I think Oak Lawn was having to go. So,
all right. Well, what do we think here? I'm starting to cool off on this Big Cox favorite. First, I was like, oh, it looks really strong, and I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I singled on most tickets, so I just kind of thought most likely winner of the sequence, which at Turfway, unless I really think they're going to be over bet, and then I'll just pass. But I kind of thought at even money was worth singling. But I did use the 12 as a B, so that maybe not the worst thing in the world if that one were able to do well.
Oh, you mean so you've got the 6 as your single A?
Yeah. 6 is a lone A. So, if you told me he was going to win the next two, I'd know who to root for. But yeah, I did think most likely winner of the sequence. So, and should be forward. That's always something I definitely like. I'm not a huge, I would say numbers are generally the more important thing to me. But when you have a track, that's playing like this, and you can be pretty confident that if you're going to be on the lead, you're going to have a shot. I do think that's a good time to go against a favorite if they're not a front runner type. But this one checks that box too.
Yeah, I just don't know that he's like head and shoulders above. Like, I don't know. I mean, I think he's like probably the best horse in the race, as in like, he's 5-2, and the next choices are 3 and 4, but not like even money.
Yeah. Yeah, the 3 I did give a look to, and that's one of those where he's the second choice. So it's like, okay, are you really going to use an even money favorite? And that even at 5-1, now 9-2. My answer to that is usually no. There were a few situations like if the 2 had won the last race, I would have. I'd be live with the 3. But she didn't, so I'm not.
Yeah. Know the feeling.
But yeah, I think, this is one of those, like, I think that the 12 at 13-1, like.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
It fits. And time form has sort of the 6 and the 7 pressing the 6. I didn't think much of the 7, but it's not a terrible price. But the 12 is going to be the one to get first run.
Yeah, I think the 7 is going to have to. If the 7 does anything, it's going to be, frustrate or sink the 6. So I can't really get excited about the 7.
Right.
In the same way, if the 6 dominates, the 7's kind of probably be in a world of hurt too. So yeah, you could play it that way, like a 6-12. For sure. And
12 as the weight break.
Yeah, and I like the 3 a little bit, but he's just not much of a price.
Oh, the 12's out of gas station sushi.
Oh yeah.
She was all right.
Yeah. And then did you make anything of the 8?
Didn't hate the 8. Didn't use just because this was kind of where I was narrow with the horse I thought most likely winner. But, especially, I mean, to what you said, it's sort of a scenario. I mean, you need the 7 to soften the 6, but, if they all come back, the 8's a closer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think the 8 gets a shot. Yeah, I guess, is the 7 really fast enough to really threaten the 6 or 11?
Right. Well, here's a look in the 4 in the second spot. Didn't think much of that one, admittedly, precision picks, but you don't even need to be right on top to make something happen with a price like that. Currently the longest shot on the board.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the 4 for third or fourth. I'm not sure about the exacta. I don't know. I mean, our line seems to like the 4 decent amount. Why is that? I mean, actually, probably a pretty nice price for the super. Maybe the try.
Nah, 12 for me is that's how I'm structuring it.
There you go. Here's Turfway. You never know.
You never know. Put it on a hat. Sure words never spoken.
Yeah, exactly. All right. And then we haven't talked about the 10 much.
No, 12-1. Sweet Pepsi.
It's kind of a nice price.
Yeah. Big move forward in the seasonal debut to break the maiden. So maybe going in the right direction. And the first synthetic try, which was a mile at Presque Isle, wasn't great, but I don't know, kind of young, open maidens.
Yeah.
This is definitely different waters. Yeah,
right.
fair price.
Yeah. Just hard to see. I mean, I think a horse figures, it's just not on top. All right.
Oops. Yeah. I think it's a 6-12 for me.
All right. Good luck.
They're circling. And a reminder, if you're watching, which if you're hearing this, you are, so probably no if required. But if you're relying on our video, important to note that there is a delay, so don't get shut out.
Yep.
Oops.
And the 12 has a nice sire move. Did you see that? I guess he's already ready to run a mile, but the sire stats are a lot stronger at the mile distance. So it looks like he had some trouble too in that mile race a couple back. So whatever that's worth. All right, so they're going in. They like to load fast too, Turfway, don't they?
Yes.
They don't mess around.
Well, they put that you just sneeze.
I was like,
excuse me. They put that credit to Kentucky. That's lots of money to use, and I mean, plenty of gate crew.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's definitely a single load. We won't throw any specific jurisdictions under the bus, but some others definitely don't have this kind of help.
Yeah. Single load gives you more time to fire a couple less bets in, but
that's true though. Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Well, good luck everybody in race 5, and see you on the other side, right?
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
You're gonna call the race for us?
No.
Oh, you didn't take Travis's class?
He should do a master class.
Oh yeah, that would be perfect.
On HRN.
Here you go. All right, here's 6 out.
Yeah, there's the 7, but I mean,
yeah.
Juan,
I was about to say no challengers with the 7s trying to hook him.
Yeah.
Trying.
Juan did a good job with position, and that's a snug hold.
Yeah. Yeah, he's out by a bunch.
Yeah, though. I mean, if they were in play, I would have to think you're 2-5 with the 6. So I've begun looking for the 12. And I'm looking pretty hard.
Up. He looks pretty keyed up. I don't love it. I don't hate it, but
yeah, that's true.
So compared to the other wire winner, he's just gone slow then fast. You know.
Well, he definitely put the 7 away.
Yeah. I mean, for him to lose, I guess what the 10's got to threaten him here and soften him
Yeah,
up.
10's
He's gone.
riding. I'm looking for the 12, and I'm not liking what I'm seeing.
Oh yeah, where's the 12? Another zip code?
Not on the screen. Should have keyed the 10. Someone had the right idea.
Wow, the 10 went up at 18-1. I would have definitely
Yeah.
keyed at that price. He was 13, and then I just kind of lost interest. I don't know why I was looking for.
I'm gonna have a saver exacta to break even, but
All right. 12 is fifth, so
yeah, super high five.
I don't think they have those except for the last race, do they?
Yeah, probably not. All right. Live in the pick 4, advance all tickets. Time for some prices.
All right. No, never in doubt too badly. 4 to 5.
Yeah, very similar to the Ramos. Just went into the first turn, made sure to get position.
Yeah.
And
10 put a nice middle run in.
yeah, considering where the 7 finished at shorter odds, the 10 actually at least made a move.
Mm-hmm.
You're the queen.
Here you go.
Yeah, 25 to 1 exacta.
Bet 2K on the 6. Very nice.
That's why she was 4 to 5.
Could have been. I bet there's a lot of people jumping on the 6. But yeah, well done. That's a quick turnaround.
Yeah, two will get you 3,600.
He did play at the field. Yes. All right.
Trying to look at the double pulls in the next race, and I think the scratches are messing with it. I'm sure it'll correct once it's official. We've all been there, Austin.
All right, Ed, what else we got for fair odds?
We got the Gotham, which I would say from excited about the likely value is probably the race I most am. Numbers 4 and 5 are both undefeated New York breds. So it's a fun little subplot to the Derby prep aspect of the Gotham. I just think Sand Devil is a better horse. And I haven't seen David Aragona's morning line yet, but based on the HRN projection, they're going to be extremely close in the wagering. And I don't know that Sand Devil will be 2 to 1. It might be a 9 to 5, 2 to 1 type of co-favorites. So win pool wise, I don't know that it's too exciting of a prospect there, but I do think like a multi-race wager, it's worth looking at, given my opinion, because for whatever reason, people are going to see those two. They're going to think they can get through the race with just 2. But that's double the cost. I'm going to just get through 1. Sand Devil for me. So, and I would absolutely bet that horse a 2 to 1 or higher. So I'll look at the win pool too. But Sand Devil, I think is the best of this group.
Okay. Yeah, it looks interesting, and that's always an interesting race, right? When they stretch out to a mile. Not every year, but sometimes there can be a lot of speed developing, and can get some interesting results. And those two kind of on the front, that is going to be an interesting challenge, and see how they throw it down.
Right. Yeah, and the 1-turn mile, and we have a race in 2 weeks. It's a 1-turn mile and an 1/8. Which I know Colonial's trying to use as a selling point for some horsemen to see what they got at a distance without needing to do it at 2 turns. So looking forward to being a part of the Virginia Derby festivities. But, unfortunately, the 2-week turnaround, I doubt we'll see any of these back that quick. But, yeah, I mean, it's a different dynamic for sure, the 1 turn.
Did you think anything of Calling Card in the Gotham?
So my big note there, the other New York bred, Empire State representing in the Gotham, and you mentioned the 2 favorites figure to go at it at some point. I thought Calling Card is, especially if drifts in price, to me, that's kind of the one you want underneath. And, depending on where I'm at, pick end wise and what the odds board is, that could be an instance where, well, if it's 4-3, is that worth having? Or do I just stick with the sort of all in on 5 sentiment and Calling Cards the key underneath? But I think you can play the race that both of the favorites aren't going to be in the top 2. A favorite exacta would surprise me given their run styles.
Right.
And since Calling Card's the best closer, that to me is sort of where, you slot him underneath without using the other one.
Yeah, no, what I liked about Calling Card, I mean, obviously he broke his maiden aqueduct at this distance, a 1-turn mile by 17. Then he goes to Oakland and Allowance up against Sandman and runs, a good third in a decent sized field. And then in the Lecomte, it's just the slumpy Lecomte. It's kind of, I think that's an easy race to kind of throw out. So, if you can run back to that maiden race at this same track and distance, why not?
Well, I mean, no disagreement here, and I mean they're gonna bet the top 2, so it's hard to think you won't get your price if you have any reason to use someone else. Now I knew I was going to get some chatter on this because Reagan loves his horses, love the passion. He's a co-owner of McAfee. I have an 88-1, obviously a pretty dismissive fair odd. I just kind of thought, man, are we going to see the improvement necessary against this group? And, if it were just against Sand Devil, certainly just against Sacrosanct, if it were just one of those 2, that changes things for me. But the thought that both would kind of run a clunker, to me, inflates the ones that, it's not about one being 2-1 or 3-1.
Right.
It's more about, it's hard to see both not running well. So that's why everyone else is a big price.
88. That's
88. High. Yeah. No, ninth choice out of 10. Just the numbers weren't there. But great breeding and, connections. Lane's a good jockey. He's, mixes it up on social sometimes, and plenty of things to be excited about if the horse runs well, but I'm just going to have to let that one beat me.
And Pagode, you're not a fan at 198.
No, love Juan getting the mount though. I know he's familiar with that area. He rode before he came to Turfway, rode plenty at parks and such, but and fun to see, guys like that get a shot in a points race. But yeah, he's on an outsider for sure.
Okay. The one thing I will note that, I mean, you did talk about the 4 and the 5 have the same running style. So, there is, I think, some potential that things go south for both of them. But even so, a lot of these would have to leapfrog a number of horses. A lot would have to happen.
Right. Yeah, and then again with Calling Card, like, you see this race and the speed, and here you have a horse that has shown talent at this track and distance, no less. Have the style where I feel like, okay, if all this speed shows up and it does fall apart, like everything's pointing to him, and you're going to get a decent price. So, pick end wise, I'm willing to live or die with the shorter price, but vertically, I'm definitely interested in, the best path to, if Calling Card's in the mix, making the most of it.
Right. Cool. Okay. And here we got, all right, so we got 19 minutes and we're down to a field of 6. So we got to make
2, 4,
something
and 5
happen.
out.
What's that?
2, 4, and 5 are out.
Yeah. So we got to make something happen horizontally, if not vertically.
Well, pick 5 starts here. So I am not involved, I'm not currently and have no plans to be, but I will put up my grid, which, as you can see, gets pretty deep in that late pick 3. Now, I will say I was pretty liberal in the B column because I do have some prices in the A. So just from the way when I'm structuring bets and looking at the grid as a reference, like when I know that okay, there's a good shot, this A is going to be 10 or 15 to 1. I want to see any listed horse, and if they're a price as well, that's where I kind of get excited because it's like, oh man, this is a legitimate chance at a $200 exacta, or more legitimate than maybe day to day. So I was pretty liberal in the B column. The A's are definitely who I'm excited about seeing the price in this pick 5, but also because I am so deep, I just feel like it's not something I'm going to play. So
okay, so maybe just pick at it doubles.
Yeah, and definitely, doubles and pick 3s for sure. Absolutely. Yep. But as you can see here, I like 2, 3, 7.
All right.
And the 2 is out, so 3, 7, and the 7's favored. So I can tell you that I will be singling the 3 in a pick 3 here.
Okay. Yeah. So we have where speed's been winning, and can anybody challenge the 3 early on?
That's the question. I mean, and the 2, was definitely second tier, but was one of those that figured to maybe, sort of be in that spot the 10 was, or the 7 in the last race. So that's one less potential challenger. The 6, but that one's 2 to 1, so that's not it's not an exciting alternative.
No, it's not. Yeah, you must have to work up a try, or like you said, just single and start off a pick 3.
Yeah. But with the short field, I mean, you feel like gambling, you throw the 6 and 7 out altogether. And, if you kind of view it as, well, the 3 is going to get the right trip and stick around. I like CB4U to win. I think that the 9 at 10 to 1 is a factor. So there's options here for a short field. For sure.
And what happened to the 3 last time? Did he just kind of rolled to the lead and was unchallenged? Where 2 races back he couldn't get to the lead, but then 3 races back he went to the lead not nearly as fast and just completely folded.
Yeah. Wow. Well, 2 turns. So is that the fly in the ointment? Just.
Oh, okay. I missed that. Sorry, I'm looking over at the wrong spot. Yep.
Yeah, and here you get a additional. I mean, he keeps going back in distance. But even which stepping up in class though. But even with the mile and the 16th dropping anchor, 40 to 1. But I would encourage, maybe too strong a word, but did some running, made the lead, got position from the 3 hole, and then disaster when he didn't make the lead at all, 2 back with the bug up in both of those races, and then Serpa back aboard as he was for the maiden win and got the job done at the bottom level. So, yeah, I mean, the big jump in class, I'm guessing, is what maybe why some people are gun shy, but this is a very much in-form horse.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah. I mean, doesn't the 6 kind of has to go after the 3, right? Like if nobody goes after the 3, I mean, I guess the 9 is maybe a little quicker. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, 9 from the outside post too. I mean, does Rafael Hernandez like try to stalk? I'm sure he'll be taking a peek at what the 6 does.
Yeah, I mean, I think he tries to stalk, but yeah, there's Matt. He's got the 3 on top. I mean, yeah. I mean, it just seems like if the 3 gets away with an easy half, it's going to be kind of tough.
Amir, now are you parlaying Amir or 3,600 to win on the 6? I couldn't do it. Well, in a contest, I could, I guess.
I don't think that's what he said.
No, I know. I know. You'll 6-6 double for him. Yeah, I mean the 6 I'm not going to be shocked by any means, but yeah, 2-1. Just not excited.
Yeah, I mean, I think the 6 and the 7 look fine. It's just like I said, how do you get excited about those prices?
Not 3. I mean, a 3-9 though. A little excitement about that.
Yeah,
60-1.
There you go.
Exactly.
What's the 3 over the 6 or 7?
3-6 is 14-1. 3-7 is 21-1. So they're actually betting the 6 a little more in the exacta pool, and that, or with the 3 anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And the 6-3 and 7-3 are both 14-1. So that's similar. But
All right.
And they are completely overlooking the 1 here, and I actually agree. So overlooking isn't even the right word, but you know, this I get. It's kind of a favorite long shot bias in play. Like I think the fair odds on the 1 are like 40-1.
Right. Yeah, you think it's just a big underlay?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just tough to.
Famous last words, I know, but
right.
Let's see here. Maybe do a little something with the, yeah, I think the 3 and 9 are the keys here.
Yeah.
I mean, both are forward, so
yeah. I mean, like you said, I think the 9 from the outside stalks, doesn't he? Though.
yeah, but he'll be.
I mean, I guess
in the front half.
How much does he pressure? Is he able to pressure this 3 at all?
Oh, I mean, that's the, like, to me, with the 5.5 versus even 6, I think the 3 can handle some pressure.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was kind of thinking. If the 3 throws down this like really fast, 21-4 like last time, I mean, it may not even need to if nobody's around him.
And I mean, overall, though, against any of the other riders, although win percentage wise, Hernandez is actually higher than Juan, but Machado, I would say, is you clearly have the best rider. But at 5.5, there's fewer decisions to make. So kind of mitigated. I mean, hate to make it sound so easy, but the 3 gets out. That's it, right?
You would think, unless you think that last race is counterfeit.
Right.
I guess it comes down to if you're buying that last race or not.
Actually, have some Facebook viewers for a change like that.
All right, cool.
John, frequent critic of mine, but that's a parimutuel game for a reason. So we always appreciate people jumping in, even if they don't like my handicapping. Although you might not want to hear this, John, but we actually somewhat agree here. I mean, I prefer the 3 at 5-1, but certainly have no qualms with anyone landing on the 9 at this price.
All right. Dewey's Beast, the 9, huh? By the Big Beast. Not in Florida. Florida bred, not in Florida. Let's see if there's any sire moves. The only sire moves scratched out of this race.
Oh, here's some love for the Uno. Not for me, Timothy, but not the type that talks people out of. Let's see here. 3-1 is 44-1, and 1-3 is 50-1. So it's pretty good exacta for a 9-horse field. But yeah, the 1's going to beat me if he's in the mix.
All right, and if we're going doubles, who do you got in the next?
I have a lean on the 2. Not as strong as I was on the Cox in the last. In part because a little nervous about the pace. 2 isn't overly forward, but that's who I like best.
Seems kind of like
I was 3 deep in the B column. I really want to see the board. Let's see if I can take a peek. What do you have?
I'm just looking at it right now. Seems kind of wide open though.
No, they're betting the 2. He's the 9-2 morning line favorite. He's the 9-2 morning line third choice, but current favorite in the double, 3-1-ish though. So still not that bad. They are not betting the 3 or 6. They're on my B column, and they're in the 8-1 range. So
yeah.
Looking at this, I'd say 2-3-6. I would want to use with the 3-9. So it's 6 combos.
6 looks kind of interesting in the next.
Panther, yeah. I mean, has to beat Shipman to the punch speed-wise, but it's a sprint, so long run to the turn. And it's one of the ones that should be forward. So I see that
coming out of a route and didn't show that much speed in the sprint.
Is the race 7 from Precision Picks. He likes the 3 as well. I can't. I'm 2-3. He's 3-2. So some consensus in the chat.
All right. Yeah, I think I have to just come back to this 3 here. This one. All right. Do we have time to talk about another prep?
I was going to save it for the finale.
All right. What else?
But what about Derby in general? What are your thoughts about the group?
Well, I liked how we had magnitude in our Derby fantasy league, and then that excitement didn't last that long.
I mean, for where we drafted him, though, that's decent points for that spot.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I'm telling myself.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Fountain of Youth is interesting. I mean, I definitely I want to see Burnham Square again, and I like Sovereignty. That's one that I like from the fall. Obviously, Baffert's loaded, so kind of to see how that shakes out.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's fun because it's competitive. Even a horse like Citizen Bull, champion 2-year-old, won his 3-year-old debut, but I don't think anyone's like, oh man, this horse is invincible. Even trained by the Derby master himself. Barnes is the favorite in Vegas. He doesn't even have any points. And then after that, there's, we're still waiting to see what Chandler McPatrick's capable of at 3.
He's capable of the Travers. He's just not going to make the Derby yet.
Yeah. Well, he's running next week, but that Tampa Bay Derby, good for them.
Is he really running next week? I thought he was further behind than that.
Oh yeah, no, he's running. Patch Adams is back.
Yeah.
Owen Almighty, who was not in the last Derby future pool, allegedly because the Lynch said they're going to stick to one turn, but I mean his speed figures are easily as good as most in this group, and they're back in the mix, which I love. Like I think he's at this stage he's earned a shot, and the Tampa Bay Derby is only a mile and a 16th, so. If he wins, they can go on, and if he doesn't and they're disappointed, he doesn't have to. But it's like, what one-turn race are you pointing to in spring if you have a healthy horse?
Right.
For a 3-year-old
mile?
Well, I mean, that can be the option if things don't go well at Tampa. But until then, why not take a shot? If your numbers stack up especially.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So question on the next race with Ricky Wannabe. Seems like he's going to be pretty far back.
Yeah, the next race here, you mean the 7th?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that, and at 9-2, I was willing to stick my neck out on top. Thought that was a good race last out. Morales sticks. 2 for 3 in the money at Turfway. Kind of one of those where it's like, man, the value's there at 9-2, but seeing him be the favorite in the double pool, I'm definitely a little, less excited.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking ahead to that one.
No, I mean, if you're against the 7 here, who, I think 4 to 5 is way too light. Like there's, if you don't like him at all in the number, you could play a vertical here, which, I'm going to do something with 3-9 for sure. But even if you're just like, well, you can run well, don't want to, get too cute, but definitely don't think he has to win at 4 to 5. The double and pick 3s, I think, are ripe. I mean, that 8th race, I had 6 horses on the grid, 3 in the A column. So, in my mind, it's like, okay, single the 3 here, 3-9, and you get live to the 3rd leg. Like you can be looking at some big numbers.
Yeah, for sure. Cool Battles Beast. I'm going to play a speed double. How about a 3-6 double?
There you go.
Speed.
3-6. 3 starting to take a little bit of action, tightening against the 6, 7-2. And they are going in the gate, so as it's always a stream a little behind. So if you're ready to play, now's the time.
I'm ready.
Me too.
All right. Well, good luck, everybody, in the 6th here.
I am in. Let's see. Pick 4 wise. What do I want? Yeah, 3 is definitely my best case scenario.
Okay. And The 6 trying to hang with them. Oh, not hanging with them.
369. We definitely projected the pace correctly.
Yeah. I guess we'll see how fast they're going. They're spread out pretty good, but this is kind of what I was afraid of if you were trying to bet against the 3, but
Right. Yeah, and it is 5.5. So, if you're behind the 7, it's like, what are you doing? 5.5, like.
yeah. When it's like the 3 and the 6 are all in, right? So the 6 is kind of in a tough spot. Well, I guess he's coming. If the 3 spits, he's in a great spot. If the 3 doesn't spit,
1 didn't quit. No, 6 went right on by.
Closing nicely, yeah. 3, that was just enough pressure. I mean, it was a good ride on the 6.
Yeah, kind of bided his time to make the actual move, but didn't wait too long. Yeah, good ride.
Yeah.
There's the 6-6 double.
All right. Can we go 6-6-6 for the pick 3?
Sure.
All right.
Wouldn't be impossible.
No.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a track play situation, but like pick 3 wise, the 3 was triple the 6, even though they ended up being the same win price.
Yeah, that's right. From where the board was, that's a great price on the 6. Because for a lot of the action, wasn't the 6 2-1?
Yeah, no, he was. Yeah. Definitely glad I didn't play the try. Would have missed throwing the 1 out completely.
Oh, right.
So whoever figured that one out. Yeah, musical. I didn't get the even money there. I mean, I wasn't even sure that horse was the most likely winner, let alone that kind of favorite. So kind of disappointed I didn't make more out of it, but live in the pick 4.
All right, that's good. Yeah, I started some doubles. Was hoping for the 3 more than the 6 though.
Let's see, what 4-6-6. I'm writing down what I'm live to here.
Okay. Here, I'll switch.
Maybe some looks. Amir, if he were playing a live tourney at Twin Spires, he'd be set. Good capping, my man.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we should talk about the Kentucky Derby betting challenge for a second.
Yeah.
So here, I'll pull it up, and then
You got it.
See if I can pull up the screen a little bit there.
So Mark's pulling up Derby Wars, and we had our first qualifier. Thrilled to be sending Marty from Virginia to sending him figuratively because he'll be playing via Twin Spires. But
yeah, so we've got Kentucky Derby betting challenge qualifiers every day on Derby Wars. A lot of Turfway and Fairgrounds games. The next spot we've got a week from Sunday. So it's a $365 entry. 1 in 15 wins a $5,000 seat into that Derby Day tournament, which is pretty sweet. $3,500 bankroll and $1,500 towards the entry fee, and it's a Kentucky Derby contest. So Derby Day ends on the Kentucky Derby, which is pretty sweet. And you can qualify. See here, the qualifiers start for as low as $22. And Marty Cetron, I think it is, Ed was mentioning, he qualified. He turned a $22 entry like it is here into top 1 for 4, wins an $80 qualifier, took the $80 qualifier, and 1 out of 5 wins a $365 spot, and then he won the first out of 15. So pretty cool. And then just look at some of the games that are started. These are games in progress right now, and the KDBC qualifier was Turfway 1 through 5. So just 5 races, and we can see here it's Colorado Dreamer won and turned his $22 token into 80. So that's pretty cool to advance to the next round. And so those are going on every day, and as well as all kinds of games on Derby Wars. Here's a good example of some of the different games, but we had a Tampa Bay Survivor game, 68 entries, $5.75 per entry. So it got up to $340 prize pool, and only cost $505.75 to enter. You can enter a lot of entries. Like here's it looks like we had about a big tie for second. So somebody lasted 5 races, turned their $5 and change into 204, which is awesome. Track Pro 35. And then everybody else got knocked out after 2 wins. So this is kind of the best way to look at the overview. I don't know if you've seen this, Ed, but so first race, 52 people advanced, or 52 tickets, 16 got knocked out. Next race, 20 advanced, 32 got knocked out. And then race 3, you can see here we got some prices: $27 horse, big place and show horses. So 1 person survived. So that was
wow.
Yeah, that was is it this one? Yeah, so Track Pro 35 had the slide boots, 8-1 morning line, came in second. Everybody else got busted out and turned 575 into 204, which is pretty cool. So those are going on every day.
And only needed 4 races to do it.
3. It was over.
3. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Race 3 was Tampa 4. Got it.
Yeah. Yes. So, anyway.
Looking for action. Bo Dick dropped a Charlestown play in the chat.
A Charlestown play. Excellent.
Yeah, those obviously I'm not playing on Derby Wars, and nor are you, but following along with talking with Marty and looking at his plays, and it's a different bet game, however you want to look at it, but tons of fun to employ strategy just like we do for any other bet. And as we know from the NHC and our big games, a lot goes into it. So we're thrilled to have some KDBC looks for our players.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. And you're qualified as well, right?
I am. I'm excited. Already kind of thinking about, obviously not strategy per se without knowing any of the races and horses, but just thinking kind of target score and what types of plays that I might be thinking about to get there. So it's sort of like having the lottery ticket. You're always thinking, oh man, what would I do? So yeah, it's fun to already be in the mix.
Yep. No, it's pretty cool. And I mean, to have the contest end on the Derby, that's pretty wild, right? So it's like $3,500 bankroll. Let's just say you have an okay day, you get that $3,500 up to $5,000 or $6,000. you got something in the Derby you like at 10, 15 to 1. That's a lot of money at stake, a lot of opportunity.
Yeah,
If you're looking
you
at
can win it.
you're looking at like a probably $100,000 first prize.
Plus the cash.
Yeah. That's
and I definitely think, part of the charm of the Derby is the last race. You hope for a 20 horse field, but 18's the minimum.
Right.
Depending on scratches. But I've told myself, like, even if you're left with $20, like there is a $2,000 exacta that I won't feel is totally impossible. So, obviously your strategy is not, I just need to get $20 on the Derby and try to win, but no one is out of it. So, to me, part of the strategy with this, because the Derby can give anyone with a bankroll a shot, regardless of how astronomical it is, it'll be a shot. I do feel like the minimums become more interesting because you can't just go all in and leave yourself with 20 on the fourth race,
right?
Because then you still need to build it up to where you can play your minimum. So I'm eager to see how the sharps deal with that, because I really do think like any bankroll can be turned into a winning score in the Derby, and you just don't see that in any other contest. When the Classic was the last race in the Breeders' Cup, maybe that 14 horses, everyone's watching, but now that they changed it, that the sprint is last or the dirt mile, forget it. It's not the same.
Yeah, and you're saying like there's so much game theory, right? Because let's just make up numbers, and let's say there's like 10 people that are really in it at the top, but there's another 40, 50, 60 that have bankrolls left. Just the Derby exacta spreads out more than 60 ways, so you can kind of take your pick, right? And which is pretty cool. And you're talking about like, so the bankroll, I mean, I've not played in these games. We've talked about it, and you've shared with me some of your strategy, but I think what you're talking about is in this particular game, with a $3,500 bankroll, there are minimums where, what is it, $300-400 a race or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's $250 for the Derby.
But regardless, I think we've seen in some of the bankroll tournaments, some people, their strategy is to, wait to the end. If you have to bet 5 races minimum, they'll bet the last 5, or they'll bet, make $250 show bets, trying to just kind of cover the minimum. And I guess what you're saying is that could be a viable strategy, even if you turn 3,500 into 4,000 and you have 4,000 to bet on the Derby. That's a lot,
right?
You can do a lot with 4,000.
It's tough. I mean, already thinking about it 2 months out, but if I love a Derby horse, and this may be seen as a bad example because obviously he stunk and was no threat whatsoever, but if Tiz the Bomb I'm super excited about, well, I mean, that's the contest. So at that point, you just if I have $4,000 to bet on a 30 to 1, great.
Yeah, that's kind of what Matt's saying here. There's 2 ways to go, but if you leverage big prices, you Tiz the Bomb, you don't need much.
Right. So and it's, I would say, I haven't won one of these, but I feel pretty good about my record in the live tournaments with some cashes. I definitely feel like, my willingness to go all in if I'm super confident on a shortish price, is good. But B, I do think the word I keep going back to and sort of mentally preparing is nimbleness. And whether that's based on my own handicapping, adapting to the strategy based on the horses I like, or, I mean, it's not out of the question. I mean, I've seen the way people bet, in the early pick 5, the first third of the day, basically, some guy might pop for 60,000.
Right.
And then that obviously changes everything. Like if you think 40 is going to win it and that's your thought to get to that score, and someone has 60, you know.
Yeah, it's a
Huge.
big number to start chasing.
Well, before we get into this race, San Felipe.
Yeah, let's talk about it. The Baffert Stakes.
The Baffert Stakes, yeah. And I actually, I mean, I think journalism is the play here. I actually bet Rodriguez, a rare pari-mutuel future wager for me, but I thought 29-1 was a fantastic price on just a consistent horse that I know the barn is high on.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I don't know that the San Felipe is the day he's going to win, but and this isn't style related. Like, you know, the horse wasn't a grade 1 winner at 2. He didn't go to New Mexico, but Rodriguez just vibe wise reminds me of Real Quiet, like he's kind of in the shadow of Citizen Bull and Barnes, sort of the Indian Charlie types for Baffert this year. But he's dancing the dances. He hasn't missed any training. Certainly like the jock. Although we have Juan Hernandez on our team, so if it's a 3-4 exacta, that'll be fine. But from that perspective, but I actually think journalism is going to be the value here.
Okay.
And it's not out yet, but we know what it is because we made it. I made Barnes the even money morning line favorite.
Excellent. Yep.
So I should say we, but
yeah.
I think our line was 4 to 5. And I just wasn't comfortable odds on because I think Rodriguez and journalism are both really solid. And Barnes might be odds on, but I just kind of felt like from a morning line perspective, even money told the story well enough.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a lot of hype on Barnes, but I mean, he's delivered so far.
Yeah. No, I mean, shipping to Churchill for the debut, and you know the pony show that went along with that, Bob's return, and the C-suite in the paddock was. I mean that was just a taste of what Derby Week's going to be like if Bob has 4 horses in the gate, right, including the favorite, one of the favorites. I thought it was interesting. Journalism, who again, like I think we will get the 7-2 because they'll bet the Bafferts. He actually lost to both Mellencamp or finished behind Smooth Cruisin' and Mellencamp in his debut. And, you know, now I don't think either one's remotely in his sphere. So, you know, these 3-year-olds do develop, but journalism to me is kind of the West Coast sovereignty. You know, one sort of the end of the year non-Breeders' Cup Derby points race in his region, and now returns at 3. And you know, I don't know that he has to win this one. It helps he already has some points, but price wise, I just think he's the play.
Yeah, that's fair. Can't argue with that.
So
yeah,
there you go. But I mean, we have tons of Derby stuff on horseracing.nation.com. You know, obviously leading up to the preps, but after we update our odds and our rankings and lots of comments, and it's a lot of fun. It seems like there's some good enthusiasm for this Derby trail.
Yeah, it's good. And the Baffert horses had a lot of spice to it, a lot of West Coast talent out there, and yeah, it seems like it's a great Derby trail so far. And yeah, I've seen Rodney saying Bob may have 6 horses in the gate. Yeah.
The one thing with Bob, and you know, we're kind of a different. We're out of sync, I guess, with his style, because you know last year he his owners made the decision they didn't transfer any of his horses. You know, in years past they were going to another trainer at the deadline, but you know he's kind of been loaded for a while. You know, since the big comeback with Pharaoh.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, Justify, he's always been loaded this time of year. I mean, he's seldom had like Todd Pletcher and Brad Cox nowadays typically have the brigade more than Baffert ever did. I mean, even Farrow's year he had Dortmund, and that was it. It's rare. Like Pletcher's had 5 starters twice.
Mm-hmm.
Brad's had 4. We haven't ever seen that from Baffert. So I do think all these horses he has that look great will sort themselves out. The flip side of that, or the counter argument, is maybe he wants it more this year, and he'll put 8 in the gate if that's what it takes.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying. They can sort themselves out. I mean, he would have, I think, had a couple years ago when he had to send them out to different trainers. So,
Right.
I think it makes sense. But I mean, like somebody noted, he's even got a couple main winners. So there's a long way to go still, and he's got a lot of bullets there.
Yeah. I took the wrong unraced Baffert on our team. It was the second to last round pick. Representing?
Yeah.
And it was I should have used the other one.
Who was the other one?
The one that won at Oaklawn Sunday, CAG, something with the C.
Okay.
Someone will weigh in. I'm terrible with remembering names like that. Yeah, I'm not sure this year. It sounds like it does sound like the winner of the autumn is interested, which would be great. That jockey, she made some headlines this weekend. She was second or third in the jockey challenge at Saudi Arabia, and then went back to Japan and won the autumn and the other Group 1 race there. So I think her more than the horse would add some spice to Derby week. But look, I mean, last year I thought that was it Tio Opera.
Yeah. Is that Tio something?
Tio, yeah. I mean, I thought that horse was completely overmatched and ended up, as good a 5th as you can have. If there's such a thing as a good 5th, he ran it. So, they always seem to find a way. But
Tio Password? Is that what it was?
That was it.
Yeah.
And then there was another horse on the undercard that tried to blitz the Ali Sheba. So, yeah, it's hard to overlook them, even if they don't look great or they're sending the B string.
All right, so about the pick 4, we had questions. Why don't you throw the grid up one more time as we go into this final pick?
Yeah, the late pick 4.
The Ed grid.
The Ed grid. So I have the 2 here, which even having the deuce 3 times is still less than the 9, which I have twice. So my best case scenario here to close the pick 4 is the 9. And then price wise at 9 to 2, I would say is probably a little better value than Ricky Wannabe, but neither of them are forward. So I am nervous about that.
Okay.
But Panther, you mentioned, who I only have for 50 cents. So that's just okay. But,
okay.
He's currently 6 to 1 and could have a say in the proceedings early.
Yeah, and then those last couple are a little wide open.
Yeah, and in fact, I'm just bringing it back up. I'm comfortable with my coverage here to close the pick 4. So I'm gonna stand pat, and I can reevaluate with the pick 3 based on the odds I'm seeing in races 8 and 9 based on the double. But that 13 and the 10th, I believe should be a decent price. So
okay.
That could be an actionable opinion in the late double or late pick 3 or just in the 10th.
All right. Awesome.
But yeah, based on this board, I would say 369 versus using the 2 is the favorite.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the 6. And 6-1. Can't go wrong with that. I mean,
Right.
the two. I mean, if it was certainly the way Turfway's been closing, I would be on the 2 and maybe fair, but I just don't think we've seen a horse win today like the 2 wants to run, right?
Yeah, and the 7 just clicked down to 7-2, and I don't think that's a great price.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Cornucopian was the name of the bet.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Thank you, Rodney.
Yeah, I don't know how much he beat. He won kind of easy though.
And it's a maiden race in February at Oaklawn.
It's probably pretty decent, yeah.
Well, I more meant I wouldn't have an expectation he beat anything.
Yeah, 100,000 plus though maiden race. So
Right.
probably, I'm sure it wasn't a joke.
Yeah, they're spreading the cheddar, no doubt about that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and this last race is kind of wide open, so that's kind of an interesting race to spread around with. Makes for an interesting pick 4. All right, how much time we got here? A minute?
I see 0, but I was looking at tote boarding. Yeah, this says 2 minutes on the feed.
Okay. 1. Now it says 1.
All right, the hot hand's going with the deuce.
All right. Keep it rolling.
Yeah, 4-5, big winner, and then followed it up with a 4-1. So it's not just chalk. I saw someone say chalk player, but
no,
not at 4-1 last out. Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, I definitely would. Of the horses taking money, man. I mean, the one thing with the 1 at 7-2 is at least is forward with the rail.
Mm-hmm.
The 7 isn't. I would say I probably prefer the 1 a little bit more than the 7. I'm cheering for the 9 though. That's my best case.
Okay. Yeah, I thought the 9 was interesting here, and that race 2 back did fit. Get 5-1.
And they are going in the gate.
All right. Well, good luck, everybody, in the 7th. Well, I'm trying to get in the gate.
Austin looking for some all button magic. It is Turfway. I'd feel better for you, Austin, if any of those had speed. But Malcolm's with you. Also appreciate you joining us on Facebook. For whatever reason, the stepchild of the social shares, but happy to have seen a few Book of Faces participants.
Book of Faces. Something like that.
James agrees with Mark. The 6
right.
on top.
Didn't get out of the gate.
I said Austin's outsiders may not show some speed, but well, they tried to.
6 is dead last, so that's not a good sign for the
No,
speed.
by many.
Yeah.
Probably worth watching the head on to see what happened there. That was not the plan, I'm sure.
Yeah. All right. So 7's in a decent spot on the outside, and where's the 9's a long way back. 2's not too far back, so he's in a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, normally when you see 3 across, you'd love the spot the deuce is in. Huh?
Yeah.
And try the rail pass. Here comes the 9. I'm going to get a thrill here.
Yeah, I could use the 9. That was my B.
And I'm running out of room.
Yeah, that 1 is that's the play today, speed. There's your thrill, but
Birthday exacta.
1-9.
1-9. Well,
No good. Well, hopefully somebody got that, but
sounds like Rodney had it.
all right, good. Very good.
Yeah, and it obviously it didn't work out for the 7. I mean, the way the track was, I mean, I don't mind them just kind of going for it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at the 6. He just kind of broke weirdly and staggered around.
Put it in the stable mail.
And that 9 ran well. I mean, he really kind of leveled off there and just wasn't catching that 1.
Yeah, good ride from the rail.
Yeah. Well, all right. And then tomorrow you're going to put the morning line together for Santa Anita Sunday, right?
Yep. Yeah, do that. Big cap, fair odds, which, uh-oh.
6 didn't get a fair break? Maybe. I'll take the refunds.
Yeah, that would probably help me because the 1 was the favorite, so I'd get even though it would suppress the payout on the 1, it would double it for me. So
there you go. The 1 was favored, huh? Wow.
Always thinking of an angle.
Yeah.
Oh. But yeah, we'll have the morning line for Sunday and fair odds for the big cap.
Yeah, so the inquiry's not on the top 4, so maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, at least no fan. At least. Let me pull up the handy dandy stakes on Ye Old Horse Racing Nation.
Yeah, or the first look story.
Yeah, I mean, Aqueduct has 4, some Louisiana bred stakes at Fairgrounds. 9 at Gulfstream, 4 at Santa Anita, so that's 13. And then 4 at Aqueduct, 5 at Fairgrounds, so that's 22. And a couple of one-offs. Yeah, 25 stakes Saturday.
Yeah. Wow. Looks like the 6 reared up on his own.
No.
They just showed it.
Non-starter.
It's weird that they're not showing the replay over and over. That was just like one little quick shot on the replay, but all right, I guess we got to see the winner now.
Yeah, he earned it.
Yeah, it looks good. All right. Well, and good price in the exotics there with the 2 out and the 7 out of there.
Well, Austin willed 2 of the 3 he wanted in the number.
Yeah, that's always annoying though. It's like whether you're on the 6 or not, that's a different race. I mean, I guess you got to almost think like your 9 wins, right? If the 6 is out there, if the 1 has to deal with the 6, I don't know. It's easy to try to call it after the fact, Monday morning quarterback, but probably the most likely option is the 9 wins, unless the 6 was.
CB says starter at a hold of the 6.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're not listening. We'll
Yeah.
take that. We'll take the refunds.
I think that's his conjecture, but someone can let us know. I can't tell from the 6 would be showing up as a conso or in the pick 4 payout. So
my balance didn't go up for refunds. Well, it was
mine went up for the pick 4.
All right, you got the pick 4. Nice.
Yeah, but I think about 2 to 5 on my money.
Oh,
so yeah,
well, still winning.
Just my sister. Yeah,
$123.
Churn for tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go. Awesome. Well, this has been awesome as always, and
yeah, appreciate everyone joining. Sorry, can't stick around for the late pick 3, but
we'll be with you in spirit. We actually can.
That's
we
right.
just can't.
I'm pretty hungry actually. But
all right.
Daughter made me a grilled cheese. So
nice. Well, we don't want you to get hangry. So it's always great getting together, doing some Turfway and talking with everybody in the chat. I mean, some really nice winners tonight. Amir crushed a couple races, which is fantastic. So everybody keep it going on this late pick 3, and got some great races this weekend to look forward to.
Good luck, everybody.